guys to another live episode. So today we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence. And listen, if it's your first time, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into the show. So today, which is very interesting, was I stumbled across this article, and this article was basically talking about, it was basically a survey that was done, and it says here, as per the most people don't trust in artificial intelligence. There's a lot of people that genuinely are like, I don't believe in AI, and I personally believe that AI is here to pretty much ruin humanity. It's like Terminator. It's like Skynet. They're here to take over the world. So basically, as for this, so basically, the trust in artificial intelligence study, 42% of individuals fear AI will replace jobs in the area of work. So 42%. And this is basically a lot of people are not aware of ChatGPT that came out in October 30th, October 30th, November. Basically, ChatGPT came out, and ChatGPT is basically generative AI. What that means is, imagine if you can have your own personal, how would I put it? I'm not to call it your own Jarvis for people who watch, what is this stuff called? If you watched what's this guy's name? What if you watch Iron Man? Imagine if you can have your own personal Jarvis that you could be like, Jarvis, find me this, and it finds you that. You're like, all right, let's do this. And then it's like that's kind of the same thing. That's what ChatGPT is all about. ChatGPT is basically brought into basically our reality as a whole, that ChatGPT gives you the ability for the most part to do insane things. You don't even have to learn programming. It can program for you. You can go right now to chat.openai.com and you can ask it any question. And when you ask it a question, it will basically be able to it'll answer it. If you wanted to teach you anything, you can learn it on there. It doesn't matter whatever it is. You can go to chat.openai.com, and the link right now pretty much should be on the screen, chat.openai.com, and it will pretty much do anything. My girlfriend absolutely hates it, but I love it. Everyone loves it. Anyone in the marketing space loves it. Anyone in the business space loves it because ChatGPT has been able to basically bring down the cost of goods, cost of agency, cost of services to basically a fraction, to pretty much minute, to almost practically zero. ChatGPT has been able to do. So basically, if you go to chat.openai.com, you'll be able to go and play with ChatGPT. But most people, like, more 42% of people do not actually believe that AI is something that is not good and will replace your job. So there was a survey that was done, and this survey was done because agree, disagree, right? And it says some individuals still believe that the world will be a far better place without AI. So basically, 42% of people believe that the world will be a far better place. Right here, 42% of respondents, or two out of every five, agreed with this statement. So, and while 39% of individuals poll deny that AI can take over the future, it is likely that they still believe that some jobs couldn't be replaced by it, or that they weren't aware of how rapidly AI is. The poll also found 90% of respondents had a neutral opinion. So basically, 42% of people think AI is going to, from this poll, 42% of people believe that AI is not good. It should go away. 39% of people are like, it's not really going to affect anything. What the heck is guy? AI is not going to do anything. And 90% of people are like, I don't have any opinion about it. I'm just going to go about my life. That's pretty much what life is all about. So I'm going to say this right now is to, I don't know what part of it. Let's imagine that you guys are in a poll right now. I don't know what part of it that you are, but I want you guys to watch this video. This was a video, I came across this video on Twitter, and this is insane when you kind of take a look at it and see what this AI is. This is not even AI. This is actually a physical robot is doing, and people are like, it's not coming for the physical jobs. ChatGPT is going to replace only white collar jobs. So, all right, now think about this. So the post where it says AI will never be able to see. Look at this. Take a look at this, guys. You have an AI cleaning a toilet. Just imagine the insanity of this. So just think about that. Just think about the insanity of that. You think AI is coming for it. AI is there's all these studies in which people are basically, AI is going to replace, millions of job over by 30. So if you think you're not going to get replaced by, the thing is, most people, we're not. But the reality is this: is AI is going to replace jobs, but it's not going to. Because someone was telling me, because we're talking about chat.ai, air.ai, and if you guys don't know, chat.air.ai is basically a think about a conversational AI, artificial intelligence that you can get. Basically, you have the ability to use this conversational AI to basically cold call, and you can call, you can have it to book appointments, you can have it book a hairdresser appointment, you can have it do whatever appointment that you want to do. Chat.air.ai will be able to do it just flat out, to the point in which you can just make a phone call and boom, the AI will basically take care of everything on its own. It will basically go ahead and take care of everything on its own, right? Done automatically. But here's what's interesting: is this is most people think like AI is going to come in because one, that autom the artificial intelligence can call like versus cleaning. It could be in a position where people go, you know what? Oh my God, okay, now it's replacing jobs, but necessarily it's not going to replace jobs. It's actually going to create new jobs. Okay, but it's going to create new jobs where it's going to turn everybody from technicians, where you don't need to know how to basically design, build, run ads anymore. If you're an advertising agency, you don't need to know how to run ads anymore. Now you just pretty much have to know how to manage artificial intelligence to create the ads, and it gives you the ability to scale. You don't need to know how to clean a bathroom anymore. You just need to know how to write the right amount of prompts so that the bot can go in the bathroom and clean the bathroom. You don't need to know how to do anything anymore. You just got to know how to basically train the AI. And now this is another video here I want to kind of go ahead and look into, in just talking about AI. AI is scary, but AI is not, it's not going to replace it's not replacing anything. If anything, it's creating a utopia. People thought the internet was going to replace jobs. Well, all the internet did was it just went ahead and created new jobs. So that's the kind of the same concept. Is AI is not really going to change it, or take away anything from.
You're not going to get replaced by AI. You'll get replaced by somebody who knows how to use AI better than you. Humans are exceptionally bad at predicting outcomes. The downside risk is all humans are gone. AI is scary, man. For me, I probably wouldn't make that bet. That being said, the cat is out of the bag, and now we have to play the cards we're dealt. And so I think for everybody who is listening, you spend your weekends learning, staying up to date with all these things that are coming out. If you aren't, your competitors are. If someone has a little bit of an edge, it might be a lot of an edge really quick. You're not going to get replaced
And
by
that's
AI.
the thing is, it's you don't need. AI is going to come to a place where it's taking over the world. It's gonna take over the world, and you got to come into a perspective. You got to come into a place of mind in which you're like, you know what? I know it's gonna take over the world. I know it's gonna, but I have to be just like the internet, the dot-com bubble. People are like, oh my God, the internet's gonna come in. It's gonna destroy this. Everyone's like, oh, people are panicking about the internet, but the reality is, all the internet did was, oh, yep, just dropped something. All the internet did was pretty much, the internet just basically came into play, and the internet just, rather than change it, it made our lives easier. But people who knew how to use the internet, people who knew how to use Microsoft Excel, people who knew how to use these tools, it just basically made your life easier, made my life easier, made our lives easier as a whole. So it's not that AI is going to come in and replace jobs. It's not that AI is going to come in and do anything. AI is literally just going to come in and make things easier. So what's even interesting here is, as we kind of go ahead, there's a few comments here, like this is one comment which was very interesting, and I saw this on Twitter, and I wanted to kind of bring this to light here. This is, I love Twitter now, because Twitter is basically, you know you can find me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at the really great, just basically the same name title, at the really great. You can follow me on Twitter and stay up to date. I'm not really active on there, but I'm going to kind of try to come up there as much as possible now. So go to at the really great. But it says AI will probably never replace your job, but the person using AI will most likely replace you. So that's basically, people are kind of starting to come to trend with it, and starting to come to terms with the fact that AI is not here to. It's not here to the fear around it is basically from people who are not willing to learn, people who are not willing to invest in themselves. It's saying this: AI will not replace. On This is another person here tweet, but if people know how to use it well, it will serve better. Every problem has a solution to it. Just we have to fetch into it well. And I'm going to show you guys the amount of money you can make as a basically, which is basically what they're referring to as something called prompt engineering, right? So I want you guys to look at this. So what I want to do is, I want you guys to see this, which is something very interesting here. So recently, I was on a flight, and I was talking to a nurse who's a very phenomenal person, absolutely phenomenal conversationalist, actually. So we're talking, and so I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" She goes, "I'm a CNA." I'm like, "Nice, awesome." So we were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I was like, "Wow, so you must be like the head honcho." She goes, "Oh no, that's the RN or whatever the nurses is. Those are the people that are the head honchos. I just pretty much work there." And I was like, "Okay, so that means the if the RN is the head honcho, they must be making a lot of money." She goes, "Oh yeah, they are." So I'm like, "Why don't you go be an RN?" She goes, "Oh no, I don't want to go back to school." I was like, "Is it a money thing?" She goes, "No, I just don't want to be. I just don't want to be in a position in which I'm actually having to, do any learning. I don't want to go back to school. I'm getting old now. I don't want. And she was looked like she was probably in her late 20s. So she's like, yeah, I don't want to do that, which is very interesting as to one of the things I looked at, and I started looking this up. I was like, how much school do you need? She's like, maybe yeah, another 3 years of school. I don't know if that's the truth, but the reality is this. So looking at basically the average income of a CNA is about $34,000 a year, just across the board. If you're in Florida, the average of an RN is basically 72,000. So it's almost a double in income. It's a double in income, and depends on some states. It's up to goes up to $106,000, almost a triple in income just by going for an additional 2 3 years of school. So which means over the next, if you look at the math, over the next 3 years, this person is going to be making 90 grand versus not 90 grand making it in 3 years. It could have been making it a year just by going 3 years of school. It's basically the concept of taking a step back to take two steps forward. Is a perspective of, are you willing to take a step back to take two steps forward? And the truth is, most people are not in a position in which they're willing or comfortable to take a step back to take two steps forward. Most people in a position in which they pretty much just want to do their thing, do your life, not be bothered by anything. They don't want to go take the hard route. They don't want to go they don't want to tough it up. They don't want to be in a position where they have to struggle. They don't want to be in a position where they have to stress. They don't want to be in that position in which they have to make themselves uncomfortable. That's just the sad reality and the sad truth of life. But you got to ask yourself this question as to, do you want an easy life? An easy life in which you're having to what is the best word to use this? Imagine if you had an easy life where everything goes great. You have that video game play life in easy mode, and you do the bare minimum, or you're willing to take on a little bit of stress, get in a position, make yourself uncomfortable, and go out there and take life by what you need to take life by, and go ahead and get what is yours. And what is interesting is this is too, is we kind of get a little bit deeper and dive deeper here, and which is also something interesting here is this is we're talking about prompt engineering, right? So prompt engineering is a process in which you can go ahead and basically manipulate and use artificial intelligence rather than be replaced by AI. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was, how much money do you make as a prompt engineer? Then we're going to talk about what actually is prompt engineering, because you're like, Emmanuel, why should I even be listening to you right now? Why in God's why am I listening to you? So according to Business Insider, AI prompt engineers can pay up to 365,000 a year, and they don't require a background. So you don't need a background in tech, and you can make up to 375,000 a year. And this is basically you just learning how to program and get a few prompts for the AI to basically use. And you can be making 375 grand, and you don't need that much of a degree. You basically, your job is to basically train artificial intelligence, train chatbots, and there are various companies out there that are hiring, right? And you're like, okay, man, well, what is prompt engineering? What is it? Because now I'm interested. You're telling me I can make more than $250,000 doing something I don't even need a degree? That's kind of insane here, man. So tell me, what is it? That's probably what you're asking yourself right now. What is prompt engineering? So let's kind of get into what prompt engineering is. I want you guys to take a look at this video, which is a very interesting video, an interesting subject here. But I want you to pay a listen to this, provided I can get my internet to load, as we listen to
Prompt
what's prompt
engineering
engineering.
is probably the single most important skill you can learn in order to achieve success and a high income in 2023 and beyond. Essentially, it's the process of designing and refining the prompts that you give an artificial intelligence tool like ChatGPT in order to better explain exactly what it is that you want it to do. The better you get in feeding the AI the correct prompts, the better results you get. And it doesn't matter if you're using it for copywriting, for coding, or even for AI art. Now, the reason why I said that prompt engineering is probably the most important skill that you can learn in order to achieve success and a high income in 2023 and beyond is because by the end of this year, most companies will be using AI for almost everything. And the people who are going to learn how to use AI most effectively are going to be the ones who are going to land that high-end job or that high-end client. To learn more about AI and prompt engineering, check out my YouTube channel at Natalia.
So yeah, check her out. Check out the channel there. Like I said, I wasn't kind of trying to give it no shout out, but then get over to using the content here. So definitely prompt engineering is something that you guys should take a look into. Listen, businesses are adapting it. Okay, most businesses are going to be in AI. I mean, if you look at it, almost anything you look at is AI. I mean, you can clone AI. Listen, I wish I recorded this, but I got a, which is kind of weird, but I got a what do you, I got a basically I got a call today from this. I think it was a debt relief company, and they were basically calling me and saying, you can get $65,000 in this and this, and pitching me the program. But you know what's interesting about it? It was an AI voice recorded voice of Joe Rogan, which is kind of weird. They had an AI clone voice of Joe Rogan doing the calls, which pretty much is illegal. Just give you guys a, but you cannot clone someone's voice that did not give you the authorization. If you can clone your own voice, it's your own voice, but don't clone someone else's voice because that's gonna get you in trouble. But they did basically they're cloning other people's voices, which is on its own insane. Insane, if you ask me. It is very much insane. So for the most part, guys, I want you guys to go ahead and check out prompt engineering. And if you guys want to get some more information as to how you can go ahead and you know basically if you want to go ahead and get into the point in which you can go ahead and start leveraging and you want to learn about AI and you want to go ahead and basically get into a position in which you are someone who's leveraging artificial intelligence versus somebody who is being used by artificial intelligence, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and you want to go ahead and check out my website by going to basically go to learnwithegway.com. So go to learnwithegway.com and basically sign up for my daily, well, technically it's kind of a weekly newsletter, but sign up for my newsletter there. Once again, the website is learnwithegway.com. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again, guys. It's learnwithegway.com. And all you're going to do in there, you're going to have access to my podcast episodes. And I'm going to be releasing a few more things, guys, as basically the years goes by. I'm going to be, releasing a few things. But I want you guys to know that pretty much let me just go ahead and bring, pull up that website for you right now so you guys can go ahead and see what you're going to be joining into. So just go ahead and go to learnwithegway.com, right? Still perfecting the website. So go ahead. You can pretty much, watch the podcast that I've done on YouTube. You can go ahead and listen on Spotify. You can just click the join the weekly newsletter button. Notifications when I go live. You get notifications of much you get notifications as to whenever things come up to. But go ahead, guys, go to learnwithegway.com right now to join my weekly newsletter, guys. Join the weekly newsletter. Listen, there's a lot of people that are going to listen to this and not take action, but you are not one of them. So go to https learn with egway for all the stuff. Just go to learnwithegway.com, and that's pretty much what I have for you guys for the most part. I'm going to leave that up on screen a little bit. Go to learnwithegway.com and join the newsletter. And that's what I have for you guys. And everybody, like I like to say, and I always pretty much say this, is enjoy, have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in another episode. See ya.